Good morning and welcome back to the Rising Super Stream. I don't know if morning's fair. It's noon, like it's lunchtime. I should be wide awake by now, but I'm not quite wide awake yet. I'm in a good mood for Nintendo's Direct, however, and I am indeed punctual as fuck at 12 p.m. Here I am, Nintendo. Hit me with the quote-unquote good stuff. Big Ice has returned to his original form. It's Big Ice. I have no water to drink, so I hope I don't get thirsty, because it's gonna be bad. I actually am feeling thirsty, so this is a bit of a problem, but what are you gonna do? Quality 720/60, mic quality low. Perfect. Let's go. I want to see some Astral Chain. Not gonna see Bayonetta 3, because we're gonna see some Astral Chain. Oh shit, yeah. Put up the volume? Okay. Stream sound low, really? Wow, okay. Let me just crank that up then. Oh, I wonder whose horse this is. I fucking wonder. Yeah, there he is. This is the Luminary? Oh, the hero? Sure. Yeah, the hero's a fine name. Let's go with that. As 100,000 people watching this go, who is this? Who the fuck is this character? It's a cool pick, though. I don't dislike him. He got it. Finally, we got another character with a shield. Oh my god, that took forever. We finally got Lynx and him with a shield. People can block. I hope he has a counter on down B. Okay, so who's his Echo then? If that's where this is going. I want this scenario. Give me this scenario, Sakurai. Oh! Oh! Oh, wow, okay. I'm surprised by these choices. Wow, okay. All three. I thought it was, you know, just gonna be Erdrick, but hey. That's, what, 3, 5, 8, and 11? That's awesome that there's so many choices for these guys. Oh, look at that! Oh, look, we got a parry. Perfect. Or a counter. Oh my god, zoom steals the camera. Is that what that does? Okay, so now we officially have more shield users than we have Lynx. So that's awesome that it's such a broad selection. I really would not have guessed. I was seriously just like, yeah, Erdrick, just Erdrick. Okay. But no. Fucking 4 in the end? Coming summer? Sakurai's like, that is the 4 remaining DLC characters. I've said this so many times, but I'm actually really looking forward to this port. Missed it on PS4, so... And I mean, this port looks excellent. Like, if you look at shots side by side, you can see the visual degradation from PS4. But it's still pretty fucking good looking, so... Okay, so now the game's loud? Okay, I will switch it back. Is that fine, guys? We'll fuck around when we need to fuck around. I ain't even got problems with that. I hope that my Nintendo spend $130 to get 2 games for somewhat cheaper.
Hello everyone, I'm Yoshiaki Koizumi from Nintendo.
I hope that's one of the
Nintendo
games. Dragon
Direct
Quest
for
Builders
E3
2 is on the list, so
2019
probably.
will showcase a variety of games, many of them coming soon. But before we dig into the next game, there is someone I'd like to introduce first.
Is it Mr. Doug? Yeah.
What? What are you doing here?
Cute.
Wait a minute. There's been a bit of a mix-up. You're not the right Bowser. Sorry, but I'm the right Bowser for this presentation.
Starting off strong, huh? I'd rather go take care of my son.
No. This way.
Bye-bye.
Maybe next time.
Are you related?
No, but we get that a lot.
Well, let's get back to it. Please, take it
Thanks,
away.
Brand. I love
Hi,
you,
everyone.
Brand.
I'm Doug Bowser from Nintendo of America, and I'm thrilled to join you for today's Nintendo Direct. This is our chance
That's
to
cute,
show
though.
the world we have games for every type of player on Nintendo Switch. Whether you love action, RPGs, or you're just looking for something new, we've got you covered.
Okay, so let's get a look at one of
Did
those
they hire
games by
him just
taking
for
a
the
tour
surname?
of Luigi's Mansion
I
3.
somehow doubt it. He's been working there for a long, long time, so... So Luigi's Mansion 3, I wonder if this is going to be hitting 2019.
Hello?
I believe that was the planned release year, but Nintendo's 2019 is flippin' stacked. So
Luigi's invited to a gorgeous hotel.
I wouldn't be
with
shocked if this
Mario,
got pushed
Peach,
off to
and
early
the
2020,
others.
but
Oh,
I'll be
lucky
down either way.
him.
I was part of that weird
Luigi's
minority
Mansion
who still
3.
likes the first game
This
better than the
hotel is
second
much
game.
more than meets the eye.
So,
For not long
I'm
after
curious to
Luigi
see what
arrives,
happens in this one.
Things take a
I like that
dark
logo.
turn.
The big
we begin
yellow
our tour
gold
by
tree.
taking
It's
in
nice.
some sights and sounds. You may never leave. You want to leave. The other guests certainly don't plan to move on. They're ghosts after all, and they're rather aggressive. Simply scare them with the strobe bulb, then suck them up.
Minority, you mean
Luigi's
everyone. Wow,
own
I'm
Poltergust
impressed. A lot of the chat
G00
is like, no,
has
I
the
like the first
powerful
one
suction
better.
capabilities required.
Yeah, a lot of
and
people like the
new
second one
features
better,
as
because,
well.
I mean, it is a much bigger game. There's a lot more
First, the
content.
slam. While trapping
I think there's more
ghosts,
variety
slam
too,
on
but
the
I
ground
find the first one has a lot more
inflicts some
character.
damage. It helps to get other ghosts in on the action. Next, the suction shot. Fire the plunger to attach it to something, then pull the string and
I like the
you can
slam he's
destroy
got. That's good.
furniture and more. It's effective against
It's like
certain
effectively a
ghost types, too.
suplex.
Sometimes ghosts may feel inclined to gang up on you. In such situations, a burst should do. The powerful air pressure released will blow away.
Oh, I thought he just, like,
ghosts, and
screamed or
it's perfect
something.
when You need a little air.
That's neat.
We simply can't overlook the latest invention from Professor Egad, namely Gooigi. Change
Okay,
between
they got a
Luigi
good
and
one here.
Gooigi to use both their skills. Gooigi
Okay, this one's a
can do
total
everything
winner, isn't
from
it?
Slipping through metal fences.
That's so
to walking on
terrifying.
spikes.
He's like a Terminator.
Indeed, there are obstacles too great for Luigi to handle on his own. And if you pass a Joy-Con controller to a friend, he makes for a great
Wow,
co-op
so you can just
partner.
play co-op
But
all the
proceed
time?
with
That's
caution.
fucking awesome.
Gooigi and water definitely don't mix. Now please direct your
Okay, that's
attention
really
to
cool.
The Scare Scraper. Spooky.
Whoever came up with that, I'm sure
It
felt
also
really
houses
good,
up to
and
8 players
rightfully
for
so.
local or online co-op gameplay.
Wow, 8 players,
Defeat all
holy shit.
ghosts before time runs out. Seek and
So there was
find our
multiplayer
dear
in
misplaced
Luigi's
toads,
Mansion 2.
and face any challenges the tower
So it's cool that they're
throws at
expanding
you
that.
together.
Oh, excuse me. 100 Gooigis enter a mansion. It's a battle
What a place to
royale.
wake up in. A haunted hotel with floor after floor of oddities. Many traps and mischievous ghosts lurk within. What will befall our missing Mario and friends, and his dear brother Luigi? Their fate rests in your hands.
Yeah, we got King Boo. Like that.
Luigi's Mansion 3.
Still vague 2019. Okay. I'm surprised there's no date attached to that, but hey. I can only
So
read
was
that as
Luigi's
we're not
Mansion 3,
100%
the
sure
latest
if it's
game
gonna
in a
land,
series that I
but
personally love. And
we'll
we
see.
can
I
look
hope they
forward
can
to
make
seeing
it.
some of the new gameplay elements that await in this
Looks
strange
nice,
hotel
though.
as we dive deeper into this
I should
title,
probably go back and play
Nintendo
the second one a
Treehouse,
bit more before
live
the
at
third
E3
one comes out, but
2019.
it looks quite
We'll be
sharp.
streaming content, some you've never seen before, right from the show floor,
Still no
including
water.
live
I'm actually
gameplay
getting
of
thirsty,
Super Mario Maker
so.
2. And on day 3, our Treehouse staff will get their hands on some promising indie games that are new to Nintendo Switch. While you watch today's Nintendo Direct, keep an eye out for this icon to learn what other games will appear on Nintendo Treehouse live at E3 2019. You
Thank
won't
you
want
for
to
this
miss
visual
it.
indicator,
Or this.
Doug.
Have a look.
Now he gets to do snaps. Netflix. Oh, the Dark Crystal? I love the Dark Crystal. Are we getting a Dark Crystal game? Because I love the Dark Crystal. Oh yeah, look. We're gonna get a Dark Crystal game.
Evil takes root. Darkness spreads.
Wow, okay. I'm super down.
Light, brighter than the three suns, they spark to life. Heroes of Thra, strong and brave.
Something I never thought I'd see.
Bravery alone will not save Thra.
Oh my god, he's fucking dead.
Unlock your true potential. Unite as one. Only together can you defeat what is to come. Heroes of Thra.
Is it on mobile? As far as I know, this game doesn't exist until today. I don't recognize it anyway. Age of Resistance Tactics by Bonus XP. Okay. Alright. Yeah, let's go. This one I'm pumped for. I'm keen to see if there's any multiplayer components, because on the official Nintendo website, ever since it was announced, the players thing has just been listed as 1 to 4, which is like, what does that mean? What does 1 to 4 mean in this context? Does that mean 1 to 4, or does that mean you forgot to just write 1? Oh, the soundtrack alone is gonna be so worth it. Fuck you, Terran. What are the chances of Cadence Hyrule being available today? I'm gonna go with 100%. Oh my god, he was gonna steal that bow. I saw that. Oh, I love this boss so much. One of my favorite Zelda bosses is the Skeleton Knight. Yeah, this is the Photoshop. This is where you would get photos, right? Oh, Dampé's here. Base chambers earned on your adventure to arrange a dungeon. Cool. This is a completely new feature for anyone who hasn't played the original. Explore them to your heart's content. Okay. You can add bosses in there too. Fairy bottle. Yeah, fairy bottle wasn't an item in Link's Awakening before, so I guess they're adding fairies. So you'll be able to revive when you die. September 20th. Hey, that's soon-ish. Cool, I think that looks great. I'm still very keen. Oh boy, is this a new mana game? What am I looking at here? Because this sure looks like a new mana game. Oh boy, this is a new mana game. This is absolutely a new mana game. Holy shit. That's so fucking cool. Wow, this camera angle. Wow, this seems like a pretty elaborate game. So is this the third mana game? Because these characters look familiar.
Set destiny in motion with the power of mana.
Yeah, it is 3? Okay, amazing. Because 3
Trials of mana.
never got localized, right? Wow, that looks awesome. That's actually super cool. 2020 stacked. Oh, and they're gonna put out the collection that they put out in Japan. I love this song so much. So this collection has been out in Japan for quite a while. Ah, cool! I buy the fuck out of that. Today? Yeah. Fuck you, you got good games to show. Oh man. Oh man, is this that game? Sure looks like that game is on the Switch. Hey, it looks good too.
I was hoping you'd come.
What black magic did you use to make this work? Yeah, all textures down to 256 by 256. Is this the first game on the Switch to have nudity?
Let's all agree
Probably
to meet
not.
back at the monastery exactly 5 years from today.
Like a class reunion?
You will come, won't you? Years ago, we fought here as classmates.
As big class reunions go, this one's gotta be the worst in history. What should we do, Teach?
Kill every last one of them!
It's a good class reunion. It's good stuff there.
Still, we have no choice but to eliminate those who cling to unreasonable
I
ideas
hope
of
this is
justice.
saying there's a time skip partway through the game.
Someone
Because time
must
skips
put a
are great.
stop to this cycle of the strong trampling the weak.
So the Fellstar consumes even the darkness itself.
Yet we have the strength to scale the walls between us, to reach out our hands in friendship so we can open our true hearts to one another. That's how we win!
My teacher.
Both sides of time are revealed to you. What shall you do?
Both sides of time are revealed to you. Huh. Okay. I'm still looking forward to this. I'm not sure about the
How
Valkyria
lovely
Chronicles
it would
2-ness
be
of
for
it,
this
but
moment to last forever.
even just getting away from like all the marriage stuff, I'm super down for.
Nintendo
I also
Switch
do like
is
the
the only gaming
in-game art. I
console you
think
can
it's really
play
sharp
not
looking.
only on your TV at home, but anywhere you go. In fact, with a system like this, it might be fun to play Resident Evil at a location like this.
Are they just gonna show someone playing RE4 like in a scary place?
This is perfect, right?
We're gonna sit in here and play RE4 together. So I do wonder what game this is leading into, though. I genuinely have no idea. Because obviously this is not the game.
No lights. Hey, over there.
Okay, let's do this.
Like, I wonder if we'll actually get a non-cloud RE7. Okay, playing Resident Evil.
Can you open it?
Try. See what's through there.
Nintendo's building this mansion, and if you visit, you can pay $40 to come in and play Resident Evil. Is what it is.
Did it just eat him? It's gonna come back. Okay. Did I get it? I got it. Oh, I knew it.
Yeah, Resident Evil 5! Yeah! I will always clap for Resident Evil 5 every day of the week. Just put Resident Evil 5 on at your E3 show and I will clap. How does this keep happening?
Playing a Resident Evil game in a place like that.
Yeah, it's 6 as well, which is nice, but 5, yeah, that's the one I want.
I bet you could find your way to play, don't you think? For now, please take a look.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
The 4th of July? If not,
oh
is the Empire
shit.
striking back or what? Looks like things are gonna get weird today.
He looks so old.
Hey, she.
God, when did Travis get a suit? I didn't finish the DLC.
Get some. As you can see, things got all funky real quick. There's probably some planet-eating type dude waiting for me up ahead. All yoked and powerful and trying to take over the world or something.
Yeah, go right into gameplay, please. Yeah, we still got flips.
But don't you worry.
No gameplay. Hopefully gameplay soon.
What?
We just get a target render now.
Oh, but there totally are. My name is Travis Touchdown. I'm the last hero around, here to save the world. I'm also just a passing assassin. Now let's do this. Start the game.
Yeah. Yeah. There we go.
Welcome back, Travis, to the Garden of Madness.
2020. Wow, 2020 is absurdly stacked. I wonder if the first two will come out on the Switch at some point. I'm not super hurting for them.
This is Kaiser.
This looks really cool.
What
is it? Oh, it's Contra! Oh my god, it's a new Contra!
HB is actually a cyborg. I love him so much. This is Miss Harakiri.
Yo, this looks great.
They survived by merging.
The bitrate doesn't look great, but whoa, this looks dope.
The gentleman, the sweetest bug you'll ever meet.
You soiled my armor.
I don't even know when this comes out, but 2020 is stacked, huh? Wow, I gotta say, between Mana 3 and Contra, like, I'm already really pumped by some of the new stuff they've shown. No More Heroes 3, I kind of felt that had to be coming after Travis Strikes Back, but... Rogue Corps. 2019! Wow, so soon! Whoa! Do you recommend getting a Switch? Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and here's that collection. Yeah, you got hardcore in that one. Wow, the collection's coming out today! Wow, you want to play Mana and Contra games today? Because you can. Vocal tracks on there.
I have arrived.
Don't give up.
Begin the mission.
It's your call, rookie. The battle's already started?
If you get in our way, we will eliminate you.
A new awakening draws nigh.
I'm assuming we're gonna finally get a release date on this one. It's been a little while coming. Demo was really fun. I hope they've been able to even out some of the performance, but like, fuck, even if they haven't, I still want to play it. This trailer certainly is the one that makes you go, wow, okay, this is a bit more elaborate than I thought. A lot more like unique boss types and such. Wow, what the fuck? Nintendo's 2019 is absurd. Like, absolutely absurd. What? Yeah! What? by grounding? Like, who's making this? Because absolutely what? That's so good, just opening the trailer with the dragon poking its head in. Megapixel Studio SA. Oh yeah, I remember hearing something about those guys doing some Panzer Dragoon thing. I saw that on Twitter at some point. They got the rights or some shit.
Hello, I'm Shinya Takahashi.
And they were really happy about it, but like I completely forgot and didn't expect just a straight remake to come out like this. This year as well.
Sword and Pokemon Shield.
That's so
The
cool.
developers from Game Freak showcased the new
now we have to watch
gallery
Pokemon for a while.
the location of your new adventure, and some new Pokemon you'll encounter.
So I watched the direct for this. I didn't stream
It
it,
will be a while
obviously.
until these games
It was really
launch.
nice, actually. I gotta say.
So please stay tuned.
I liked the wild areas between towns. I think that's
By
really
the way,
cool.
in these games,
I hope those are like
you can use
exactly
certain
as they
functions of
seem,
the Pokeball Plus
and they're like
accessory, allowing you to take
multiplayer
Pokemon
open
from one of
areas
these
where you can
games
just walk
out
out
for a
and
stroll
see
through the real world with
other
you.
friends or players there.
You may not be able to
Like the
use
raid
the
bosses
device
are cool,
as a
but it'd be
game
dope if
controller,
in the wild
but if you
areas other
spend some
players could
quality
just be
time
there.
with a favorite Pokemon of yours, then something good might happen.
Aren't
In
they
the
selling a
Nintendo booth
Pokeball Plus
at this
Plus
year's
as well?
E3,
Or Poke whatever
Fans
Plus
can play
Plus?
Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield for the first time anywhere in the world. In this gameplay demo, you can challenge one of the gyms in the Galar region, the one and only Water Gym, where
Man,
the
the
Water-type
gym
gym
leaders
leader Nessa
look great
will
so
be there
far.
waiting for you.
Both of them look fantastic.
If you're attending this year's show, I encourage you to experience a battle between Dynamax
This
Pokemon,
game just looks
which
sharp
is an
as
advanced
fuck.
strategy from this region.
After Sun Moon, I was like, yeah, I'm not sure if they're gonna
Also,
hook me
immediately
next
after
time,
this
but
Nintendo
nah,
Direct,
it looks great.
Stay tuned for live gameplay of
Okay,
Pokemon
stay tuned
Sword
for gameplay at
and
Treehouse.
Pokemon
Okay.
Shield on Nintendo Treehouse Live. And now I'd like to shift gears. Please have a look at this.
Yeah, okay. This is what we're here for. Thank you, Pokemon, for being the welcome mat.
I've been waiting for you. As you know, Earth is currently under extra-dimensional attack. Chimeras, like the ones you've just seen for the first time. At this rate, all of humankind will be pulled into the Chimera's dimension. We're facing down the end of the world. Through blood, sweat, and years of research, we finally made it. The ultimate counter-chimeric weapon. By neurologically syncing captured chimeras with human operators, we established control.
Wow, so you actually do capture them. I wonder if in practice that's a gameplay mechanic, or like at fixed points in the game you get different ones, different legions. Either way, that's really cool.
Give you some parting advice. Your power, it's not.
Yeah, you get to go to the other world too.
When a Legionis and a Legion are perfectly synchronized, it's like they're two parts of one body.
No use! The override release isn't going through!
That's impossible.
And when half of that body is about to die, the Legion's survival instincts kick in to save it.
Yeah, double trigger.
No way. There's no way! What good could this possibly be?
It's a long shot, but it's the only shot we have. It's all up to you, my friend.
A blessing from the Legion. Or maybe I should say, a curse.
We can't turn back now.
I've gotta know the whole truth. He's still alive out there. I know he is.
Oh. So depending on which one you pick, I guess your brother or sister eats it. God, I still can't believe that's coming out so soon. Direct's still going. Fuck, what am I even? Romero Games. Whoa. Let's go Daikatana 2. Look, you get to be like a little 1920s gang.
The Empire.
Empire of Sin. Oh, that looks cool. I'd be keen to see more of that. That looks neat.
Death by our hands is not an honor.
Okay, so here's Ultimate Alliance.
They deserve something much.
I'm so happy Kamala's in this. She's so great. Yeah, MODOK, let's go.
Even with this stone at my
Let's
command,
go, MODOK
this may not be a battle we can win.
Whatever's happening, we can beat it. Keep fighting.
Jump in anytime now, Dauntless.
I'm not a big enough Marvel fan to know who that is.
They will pay for what they've done in blood.
This game looks so clean though. Just the art style chosen. Yeah, get in. Get Knights and X-Men and those guys. Fantastic Four's cool, I guess. Yeah, okay, so here's this. This has got to be coming out like today. I was really in on this game. I know like this is the point of Necrodancer, but I was really in on this game until I heard that it was indeed procedurally generated environments as well. My first understanding of the game, based on nothing and my imagination, was like, ooh, we're gonna get to go across a musical Hyrule, but no, I kind of wish it was fixed and not procedural. Although I get that's like the whole appeal of Necrodancer, so. Yeah, I don't hate roguelikes. I've like played a fair few. June 13th, shit, not out today. Totally wrong. No, I've played a bunch of roguelikes. I've even beaten a few. But like, I don't know. I've played a couple hours of Necrodancer, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know if a better version of Necrodancer is what I'm looking for. Oh, finally, it's a good skateboarding game. Whoa, can you actually swap it to pixel art like that? Gotta say, this looks really like polished though. I mean, like, I'd expect no less from these games, but... Oh, you see Mario's toes there? Oh, look, you can see Wario's toes. Hot. You could probably see Eggman's toes too.
So, what do you think so far? Now for some follow-up information on a game that fans have been waiting for. Please take a look.
Is it Bayo 3 or is it Metroid Prime 4 or is it Mother 3? It's follow-up information, so it's got to be Bayo or Metroid.
Your attention, please. The Nook Inc. getaway package
Oh, no,
charter
of course,
flight will
Animal
soon be arriving at the deserted island.
Crossing. So vacation themed? Deserted island getaway package. Wow, so it's like a bad Minecraft? Yeah, look, you get to put shit outside wherever you want. I like that. Whoa! Whoa! We got new features! Yeah, paved roads. Wow, you can make such like vibrant areas now. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Shit, 8 players? New Horizons? Okay, yeah. I mean, all the names are kind of a little plain like that, but 2020 is stacked! Absolutely stacked! That's not so bad.
Originally,
I can afford
we
that.
announced this title as a 2019 release. However, we need to change its release date to March 20th of 2020. To ensure that the game is the best it can be, we must ask you to wait a little longer than we thought. We hope you look forward to the latest installment of Animal Crossing.
Well, it looks really good.
On Nintendo Treehouse Live, the game's producer, Mr. Nogami, and the director, Ms. Kyogoku, will come on for a live demonstration of some early moments in the game, so please stick around until it starts. By the way, there are many different types of games coming to Nintendo Switch from Nintendo and our partners.
I can tell.
We've prepared a highlight reel to show you what's in store for 2019 and beyond. Let's have a look.
Okay, so you ready to sizzle? Because it's sizzle real time. Yes, Spyro's coming, that's true. God, I want to play Hollow Knight. The more I see of Hollow Knight, I'm like, oh, I need to play that. I saw that this was announced, or leaked the other day. I'm actually keen to try that. I bought the strategy guide a little while ago with intent to buy the PS3 game, but now I can play it on the Switch, so yeah, Blades. There it is. Blades. Oh, we got a coming soon for Doom Eternal. I wonder if that's going to be day and date with other consoles then. The Sinking City was that Eldritch horror game, right? Whoa, cool! Hey, that's a cool one, man! Wasn't expecting that. I haven't played through that game yet. I've always just been kind of waiting for, like, maybe a PSVR version to come out, but haven't been holding out hope. Man, I'm pumped for, like, Stranger Things 3. Whoa, that Just Dance costume was so sick on the previous character. So can I just say, so Bonus XP is the same company that's making Stranger Things 3, the game, and also the Dark Crystal. Oh, New Super Monkey's Tale, huh? Game published by Microsoft. Hey, Dauntless, cool. This still looks good. I've already, like, pre-ordered it and shit. I mean, it's Smash, right? But they're just hanging out together. Oh my god! That was what that tune was! I know that tune! Wow! It's actually happening! I'm actually really surprised. This is such a good gag. This is such a powerful gag. Wow. I'm like really surprised, but I feel good about this. Makes me wonder if the Banjo games are coming to Switch now. Can't wait to see what stage they pick. I really didn't think they'd do it, honestly, like... Something about Banjo is just making me think, like, nah, no way. We've got the little UI elements with the dash. Yeah, of course. This is the perfect stage. My god, really didn't think that would happen. Such a good trailer too. Fall, okay. That's soon. I hope they just start showing all the characters now.
That obviously wasn't Duck Hunt silhouette, was it?
That Duck
Please
Hunt
stay
gag
tuned
was so
for more
strong,
information about DLC in the future. As for Nintendo Switch, we have more games in development beyond what we've shown you today. I'm looking forward to the day we can introduce them to you. Speaking of, before we end this direct, I actually have one more thing to show you.
Okay. Wonder if it's going to be a
Thank
new
you
thing
very much
or
for watching.
one of the
Until next
titles
time.
we already know about. Either way, I think we're all excited to see whatever this trailer is. Could this be like Zelda or the new Monolith Soft game? Oh yeah! Yeah! That's what I want! Yo, the haircut's so good. I'm really not surprised they're making a direct sequel. It took so long to make Breath of the Wild, like, makes sense to reuse as much of this as you can. It's hard to glean much from it, but the tone looks really nice. Yeah, wow, okay. I mean, you can always count on Nintendo to be a good anchor to any event, and I think they sure delivered on this E3. I don't think there's any question in my mind about that.
And
hey,
welcome
Doug.
to E3 2019.
You too,
I'm
welcome.
Doug Bowser from Nintendo of America, and he is Bill Trinan from Nintendo Treehouse.
Pull up a
We're here
enumerated
at the
list
Nintendo
for
booth.
us.
We're going to spend a couple of minutes
'Cause,
talking about
boy.
what we just saw in that Nintendo Direct.
Actually, yeah, tell me.
And we're going to give you a sneak peek of the booth.
Hit me with
So,
your
Bill,
opinion.
I don't know about you, but I think there's a lot of folks out there that are pretty
list for
excited
us.
about what they just saw.
Well, Doug, I think it goes without question that I, myself, am a huge fan of the Legend of Zelda series. Like a lot of people, I put a lot of time into the Breath of the Wild. So, personally, I am incredibly excited that we're not getting new DLC. We are getting a full sequel, a brand new game in development for Nintendo Switch. Hopefully everyone out there is excited.
Honestly,
as well.
same.
Certainly, if you're a Zelda fan, there was a lot to like in this Nintendo Direct. A lot of other things as
I wanna
well.
let them talk, but I wanna
Lots of
talk.
games for lots of
I'm
players,
frothing.
from Dragon Quest XI's to even things like Panzer Dragoon, the Dark Crystal, Astral Chain looking great. Was there anything in the Direct that stood out to you?
For me personally, I'm looking forward to Luigi's Mansion 3. I'm a huge fan of the series, and I look forward to being able to walk through the various levels of this spooky hotel.
Okay,
with
so
my
I'm sure they've
sidekick,
got
Gooigi.
very interesting
And
things
the thing
to
I'm
say.
actually really looking forward to is the new Poltergust and its
But I'm
updated
kinda-
capabilities, including the slam.
Ooh, feeling like that. We're gonna just leave those guys on, just in case they have anything interesting to show us at some point. But we're gonna just talk about what was announced. We got an enumerated list, courtesy of Raw Meat Cowboy at Go Nintendo. Opening with Dragon Quest 11, 8, 5, and 3's heroes, right? I think those are the numbers as DLC characters. I guess all echoes of each other, effectively. Very cool. Really thought that was going to be just Erdrick, but in fact, they totally twisted it, totally pulled the rug out from under us. 4 characters from that. I mean, yes, Echoes, but still, that's nice. What a fucking turn from 2017, Liam, who's like, fuck you with the clone characters. And I'm like, 4 Dragon Quest characters. Right? Cobalt Bluesy asks, by the way, no, but for real, is there more conferences today? I'm afraid there are no conferences left. That was the end of E3. I am very warm right now also, so I'm going to open the window. There we go. So if you are feeling done, then feel free to tap out. I'm going to keep chatting about stuff, though. So yeah. Great opener with that, honestly. A strong choice. Luigi's Mansion 3 gameplay trailer. This was nice. I thought this looked great, actually. Again, I was kind of down on the second game. I think this one looks better, looks more elaborate. I like the big environments. It looks nice. Seems like bosses are going to be properly back in form, as opposed to the bosses in Luigi's Mansion 2 that I found kind of disappointing personally. But hey, what are you going to do? Could you copy and paste the Go Nintendo link you're showing us? Absolutely. It is like their top story right now, but I will paste it in the chat for you right there. Yeah, this looks nice. I gotta say, Gooigi is a particularly inspired idea. One of those ideas that when I see it, I immediately think there's going to be a bunch of cool fan art of this online. Also a bunch of hot fan art of this online. I know Norisuko's watching live, so get on that, boy. The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance Tactics. I don't know that the game itself looked fantastic. It looked pretty normal, pretty standard. Definitely the special thing about it was that it was the Dark Crystal. So I guess depending on how good Age of Resistance is, which is the new Netflix series that's coming out, I might be interested in playing this one if it follows it or what have you. I like Dark Crystal a lot. If you haven't seen it, it's a really special dark fantasy movie by Jim Henson, so it's all puppeteering. Looks ace. Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. Yeah, the custom dungeon thing was very cool. I think that was really neat. They showed that you can get a fairy bottle from that dungeon, presumably amongst other things. There were no bottles in the original Link's Awakening, again, if I remember correctly. There were fairies that would restore, I think, 6 hearts of life, but they were just pickups. So it seems now that you'll be able to revive, like in more modern Zeldas, which is not a bad thing. I mean, just don't use them if you don't want to use them. But it does... Well, I was going to say it begs the question of what else I can put in the bottle, but admittedly, they are named fairy bottles. So I get the impression that they named them that so that we don't feel like we can put other things in them. Damn. Way to just snub my own excitement at what could have been more, but that's probably why they called them fairy bottles. Hi, Ebony. How you doing? Otherwise, it looked great. A lot of cool sections in there that I enjoyed. We're going to flip around for the trailers again after a little bit. First, I'm just going to go down the news one by one, but we're going to scrutinize these things a little harder. Let's increase this size. Trials of Mana looks amazing. That looks incredibly good. I've always been fond of the Mana games, but never, like, you know, excited out of my mind for them. But this one finally really gets me again, gets me going like, okay, this is super high on my list. Very excited for this game. And of course, again, I believe the third one never came out in North America, and now we're getting not only this full, huge, elaborate remake, but we're also going to be getting the original version like today in English. My understanding was it would be in English. So early 2020. 2020 is fucking wild. Witcher 3 for Switch. Supposedly this is coming with all the content. I think the title at the end even said like Definitive Edition or whatever. This is not the official upload. This is Game Explain. Fuck, Game Explain's so fast. Jesus. Yeah, Witcher 3 on Switch. I gotta say, looks pretty good visually, all things considered. Obviously it was gonna have to get pared back a lot, but solid looking. I guess we'll see how the performance holds up, right? Complete Edition, is that what they said? Then yeah, there you go. You're going to be getting a lot of stuff. I do wonder if that's all on cartridge or if there's going to be a download attached to that. Wouldn't be shocked either way. And that's 2019. Fuck, man. Like, actually too many Switch games for me to possibly play in 2019. It's actually absurd. Fire Emblem Three Houses story trailer. I think the game still looks good. The story trailer didn't thrill me too much since, I mean, it's just kind of whatever. Just a story, but whatever. Still looks nice. Resident Evil 5, as I said during the Microsoft conference, you can card out Resident Evil 5, and I will clap for that every time. And as though they were watching my video, they decided to card out Resident Evil 5. Cool. Thank you, guys. Also 6, which is a neat game, but flawed as fuck. No More Heroes 3. I really need to finish that DLC, see where that ended off, but this looks really cool. It was, of course, all pre-rendered. They had some, like, fake gameplay UI in there, but it's coming. If you want to play some No More Heroes 3, since the game exists now, I don't feel like this is a spoiler, but if you finish Travis Strikes Back, you unlock a little tiny Unreal Engine 4 default area, default environment where you can play as Travis in third person. And it's No More Heroes 3, basically, in playable game form. So, yeah. It's cool. Contra Rogue Corps, which looked really nice. I think it looked really nice anyway. We'll loop back around for this. Between this and Bomberman and Hypersports R, Konami's definitely got some cool stuff coming out on the Switch. Speaking of which, Hypersports R has kind of vanished a little, so we'll see when that comes back. Contra Anniversary Collection out today. People responded really well to the Castlevania collection. It seems like it was a very good collection, so that's cool that this is out like this. Demon X Machina, it's coming out. Panzer Dragoon. Damn, man. I remember... Unfortunately, me Googling this is going to be just drowned by, like, new news from today. But when I saw the company's logo, I remembered, like, yeah, these guys did say something. Yeah, here we go. I have an article right here. Forever Entertainment announces Panzer Dragoon and Panzer Dragoon 2 getting, quote-unquote, refreshed December 10th, 2018. Being remade by Polish publisher Forever Entertainment, according to an official announcement from the company. The first of these products, titled Panzer Dragoon Remake, is expected to arrive sometime in 2019. Like, they totally announced this, but until we had, like, pictures or a video in front of us, it's so easy to forget this. Man, I had completely forgotten. Oh my god, that's too many Wingle. Astral Chain still looks great. I guess it was really just fast cuts of gameplay and cutscene, but it was really some really tasty footage there. Empire Sin, right? This was the Romero game. Yeah, not much in terms of gameplay, but the tone was kind of nice. So, Marvel Ultimate Alliance coming out soon. We got expansion pass shit, whatever. You can get more characters, I guess. Do you like Marvel Knights? This might be for you. Cadence of Hyrule coming out soon. Mario and Sonic coming out also soon. Fuck, 2019 is way too good for the Switch. This looked really good, by the way. They always look really good. I've never bought one. I don't know that I'm tempted to get this one either, but it looked good. If I could rent it somewhere, I'd be super down for that, but I don't know that that's an option for me. If only Nintendo had a streaming service that I could pay $3 for my first month and then never renew, like Microsoft. That's the Crackdown 3 experience. Animal Crossing New Horizons coming out. We got some cool new features in there. I really liked how you can just put items all over the place. So it seems like it's an island, right? Did we see many we did see animal villagers in it, but I wonder how big the island is. I wonder what the deets are. I mean, I imagine the island would be at least as big as a town in the previous games. Else, I think people would consider that too much of a step back, like if it was, outright smaller. But I wonder. I guess I just wonder. We just don't know. And then during the reel, a lot of cool information in there. So Spyro, Hollow Knight Silksong, Ni no Kuni. Fuck, September 20th for Ni no Kuni. Minecraft Dungeons, Elder Scrolls Blades, My Friend Pedro, Doom Eternal, Sinking City. Yeah, Doom Eternal, which has a release date elsewhere, right? Release date. I believe Bethesda announced that the other day. November 22nd, 2019 is what they said. Because here it just says coming soon. So again, it makes me wonder if the Switch one is coming out on a different date. I don't know. Feel free to Google that on your own. I don't know how much I want to look into this right now. Maybe coming out on the same date. Maybe not. I don't know. Sinking City, Wolfenstein Youngblood. I'm actually excited for this. My girlfriend watched me play through Wolfenstein 2 on the Switch, and she was like, whoa, that's cool. So we decided we're going to play Youngblood together, which, if you have someone you want to play through this with, cool thing they offer for it is there's like a 2-pack, basically. You get 1 copy of the game and a download of like a co-op application that lets you play co-op with someone else. So it's not 2 full copies of the game. The co-op application only works as a co-op accessory, but it's cool. And the game's like cheap too. It's like $30 or $40 or something like that. Can't remember, one or the other. It's not like super full priced. God, these Machokes look so good. Also smaller than I expected. Maybe I just forgot how tall a Machoke is supposed to be. Oh my god, he's gonna die. If a Machoke did the, oh my god, I would be so scared. That's how to get yourself killed real quick. Dead by Daylight, which I know Matt's looking forward to, even though this port, man, even he's like, yeah, this port's gonna be rough, but gotta try it. Alien Isolation, cool. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, also cool. Dragon Quest Builders 2, Stranger Things 3, Just Dance, Catan, people like Catan. New Super Lucky's Tale, which I was under the impression Microsoft owned this, but I guess they just published it. Developed by Playful Core, published by Microsoft, yeah. I don't know. Either way, it's coming. That's cool. It's a fine game. It's really not amazing. It's okay. So, it's alright. Dauntless, a lot of people are going to like this one. I have not played Dauntless at home yet. I've played it before at a convention. I don't know if it has offline features or if you have to be online all the time. So I do wonder if there are going to be offline features, if online is a requirement for the game, but I don't know. Arcane Ape says in the chat, no offline, sadly, so this may in fact require you to be online at all times, which is a little bit of a bummer, but not the end of the world. That means it's free to play, you get what you pay for. Super Mario Maker, June 28th, and then Banjo Kazooie. Wowzers, absolutely wowzers. I did not think this was happening. Not even because Microsoft, but like, I don't know. Just when I see their name on a list along with like Rayman and stuff, I'm like, yeah, that's not one of the characters that I feel is gonna get picked. You know, feel like they have ones they'd want to go for ahead of that. But indeed, it seems like this response is very much to fan requests more than anything, and it seems like they well, they listened, and they more than listened. They seem to have like done a really cool job with them. So, you know, when do we get Banjo Kazooie /Tooie ported to Switch? I know, eh? It seems almost like a given at this point. So I'm really happy they're into. I played Banjo Kazooie, the first game, a little while ago. I think 2-3 years ago for the first time, and I had an absolute blast with it. So let's check out some trailers a little. Oh, Sobble's so cute. Look how unrealistic this is. Goldine's floating above water. We might loop back around to this just to see what they're on when we get back around. Let's see real quick actually if Nintendo, actually hang on, this is YouTube, isn't it? It's not Twitch. Oh yeah, I'm already on Nintendo's. Okay. This is better. Let's see real quick if they've actually uploaded the trailers so we have higher quality versions than Game Explains rips. Okay, that's a hard no. Why did I close that tab? That's a hard no. Yeah, I guess we'll just go to Game Explain. Thanks, Game Explain. Thanks, Andre. The sound is kind of bad. It is kind of bad. It's a bummer, isn't it? I legitimately fixed my microphone problem, and then I turned off my computer and I came back to it for E3, and the problem was back. Really upsetting. It just happened after an XSplit update. So, boy, there's a lot of stuff. Just looking back numerically, it starts here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 18, 20. 20 major bits of content they showed off. So I think I'm gonna skim right over to Link's Awakening first. I think I'm gonna start with this one. That FF8 thumbnail is the FF8 thumbnail. Oh yeah, yeah, it's a choice pick. Incroyable. Thanks, Game Explain. Are you guys getting audio? Oh, my headphones came unplugged. Oh, that was why. The soundtrack just seems remarkable. Every note I hear is wonderful. Taryn's house preserved perfectly. Look, we got a little photo over there. Is that Taryn or someone else? Perhaps a brother. I wonder what these little trophy stand looking things are. There's 2 of them, and I just have no idea. Look, Taryn loves eating his mushrooms. Of course he does. There's the lock for the dungeon behind the waterfall. Shoutouts to things behind waterfalls, by the way. This game was very good at that. These spiny guys were, I think, the first thing in a video game in my life that really stopped me. I was a kid. I was a child, so I did a not smart thing at the beginning of Link's Awakening, and I couldn't figure out how to get to the beach. At the beginning, they tell you to go down to the beach, and you have a shield. You don't have a sword. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to hold up your shield, and you're supposed to push them out of the way by walking into them with your shield up. And as a kid, I couldn't figure this out. I think I had gotten my Game Boy Color when I was 7, and I couldn't work this out. And I was just taking damage, and I'd go back and get hearts and retry, and I kind of got stuck there for like a brief period. It felt like a lot longer than it was, I think. Like, in my head, I remember back, and I was like, oh, it must have been an hour, it must have been something like that. But it was probably like 20 minutes, because time dilation as childs, right? I asked my stepdad for help, but he doesn't know nothing about video games, so he wasn't. He looked and he tried, and he was like, I don't know. And then we got, I won't tell you who this is, we got our mystery Tanuki over here. Can't wait to see how far he bounces. I like the sound he makes when he hits his belly. Donk, 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 donk. Yeah, we got the desert. So yeah, I noticed also the when you're in the overworld, it seems as though the screens aren't separated into individual screens, and it's one large world. You see, you just walk straight from screen to screen. Give me a sec. Link's Awakening world map. We're gonna get some raw spoilers here. So like this desert. I want the desert, please. Frame reverse. There we go. So this desert is down here. And this is in fact these maps are so gorgeous, by the way. But this screenshot, as you can see, is multiple boxes on the map. This screen on a Game Boy would have just been this little square right here. Like, that's what this lump is. This is the edge of that screen and the edge of this screen. It would have just been this. And formerly you'd have to walk off the edge and the screen would scroll over to the next one. So it's nice that they're doing like a contiguous thing here. It actually makes a lot of sense to do it contiguously, because if you didn't, you'd have to adapt everything to 16:9 if you wanted to actually walk off the edge and scroll. Else, if you still obeyed like the restraints of the it wasn't quite 4:3, but the squarish screen of the Game Boy, you'd end up like walking to about this distance on a wide screen before it scrolls, and it would be really awkward. So I think this is a great way to adapt it, frankly, just let people contiguously walk. I do wonder if there are going to be many odd spots like this where you can still kind of feel the remnants of this is where the edge of the screen was supposed to be. Like if some areas might feel too compact, but hey, what are you going to do? Here, we can have fun with this. We can really tear through this map. So this is north. There's the rapids. This is north of the rapids. This is here. Here. Right here. This is exactly it. There's our waterfall. There's our lock over here. Our little mushroom fellow is still intact. And our, God, what are these guys called? I can't remember. The Moblin isn't in this screenshot. I don't remember if there was a Moblin there. Oh, there's one over here. Good enough. I guess if it's open, if the areas are open, maybe the enemies can walk further than their screen. Of course, formerly on the Game Boy versions, enemies couldn't walk off of their block, right? But if enemies can, in fact, walk a little further than that now, that's kind of neat. So this Tektites, yes, that's what the enemies are called. That's true. I thought you never got past the beach level. How do you know this stuff? Oh no, I figured it out. Like it was probably only an hour as a kid, but I was stuck there. No prob, Cody Jones. Have a good one, dude. Glad you enjoyed the stream. That's that area. This is down on the beach. The beach. Let me just... way south. Beach is like the furthest south thing. This is a little further, actually. This is here. So here, this is where you get the sword. So Marin wakes you up here, you get taken away, then you have to come back down here for the sword. As you can see, actually, in this screenshot, these are the spiny boys you got to push out of the way with your shield, right? I noticed in this video, you can already see that there's the two over here. This one is already displaced. This one's already been moved over, like approximately 2 tiles. So I wonder if perhaps they've removed that blocker, and you no longer have to push them with a shield. You just have to walk through them. Of course, we can't see these two, or if they're there at all, perhaps they're also removed, or perhaps they're just out of place for some reason in this footage. But maybe they've adjusted that. I don't know. I don't know. We've got these big old nuts preserved as well. Thank you for preserving the nuts, Nintendo. I appreciate that. Also, some good adaptation of some of the background tiles too, just like the shells and the little driftwood pieces. These are tiles you can just walk over. They're like ground tiles. See, someone's saying they've already been moved, but have they? Are you sure? I don't know. I don't think we're actually sure about that, because you don't see Link, like it's just a camera shot. So who knows? Who knows what that is? And we got the forests. This is just north of the town, and to the side here. This is... Oh, I'm off by a little, aren't I? Yeah, there it is. This is this little area here. Which, of course, again, this would have just ended here, this screen, and ended down there. But they've managed to make the areas not feel too compact. When you look at them here, they almost feel more compact. I don't know if that's just the rigidity here. Maybe also having the camera at this angle kind of makes them feel a little less compact. I hope that sun's not too bright, but I am burning up. It's a little bright, isn't it? Yeah, look, he just smoothly walks through. But then we can still pull the camera back for events. That's nice. And then we got the spot that we looked at before. This place, man, this field was always one of my favorite places in this game. Just over to the side of the town, right over here. The thing I liked about this field area, even though each of these things is just a tile, right? Like this would have been the edge here. Even though, you know, these are split into small tiles, it felt like a relatively open area. It was one of those spots in the game where you had a lot of freedom as to where you wanted to walk off the edge of the screen. So obviously it was no Ocarina of Time, but it was nice to not just be funneled through little paths at all times, and they actually did manage to get some slightly more open environments in. it's going to feel even more open now, which I'm actually really happy about in that regard. Look, we got these holes preserved perfectly. Oh yeah, I love this little area here too, leading into the slime dungeon. What a fun boss. And look, slime dungeon door preserved perfectly. There it is. It's actually now one eye, so not preserved perfectly, but an interesting adaptation indeed. And we got this spot, which is just over... Wait, no, the rock thing. That's... I'm way zoomed in. That's over here. No, where is that? Oh my god, I forget where this tree is. Hang on. Hang on, I deserve to get blown up for this. Here, there we go, there we go. Oh, why? Why did it do that? Wait, why did it do that? I was just on it. Here. This is right here. I don't know why we're off by so much. I'm excited to see the shell palace as well and see how preserved that is with the secret seashells and such. Yeah, but this seems to be all intact. It's going to be so nice to traverse these areas too, because sometimes on the Game Boy you'd like walk off a screen and you'd wait for it to scroll, which didn't take too long, but it took a second, and you'd realize that like the way you went kind of put you in a spot in which you could no longer navigate forwards, and you realized you'd have to go back and around. So you lost a lot of time just like trying to navigate because you could only see one screen at a time. Being able to see contiguously like this is gonna shorten play times considerably on first playthrough, I think. BWD Yeti says, did they show inside any dungeons? How did those work with the screen not scrolling anymore? Actually, they did. I remember we talked about this last time we saw this game, and I will chat about it again once we hit those dungeons. Chow down on those apples. I think this is a new thing. We got the fishing place. I can't really show you a shot of this. I mean, actually where it is, but it doesn't really... You only get the side view when you're actually playing the minigame. It looks like there's a fairy bottle in here as well, which is new. That's nice. You get a heart container, or a piece of heart rather, for catching the goldfish down here. It's a fun minigame. Not too hard, actually. Probably the easiest fishing minigame in any Zelda game. This trailer's going to take a while, but it's good. Here's the store. So the shopkeep kind of like faces towards you a little, or at least he's meant to. And if you walk around behind him and you make him face upwards and then you quickly go out, you can steal something from the shop. With serious, dire consequences, but you can steal any item from the shop. Is it worth it? I don't know. You'll just have to find out for yourself, won't you? It seems as though the merchant here, like the way he looks at you is a little different. Right now he's just looking forward and not really much else. This is, oh my god, this is a bland area, isn't this? This is the fishing hole over here, by the way. This was kind of over here, or was it up to the north more? God, this is a really plain area. This does not have, like, particularly good identifiers. Here, this is right here. Yeah, exactly, near the swamp. Okay. Oh yeah, there's a little marsh thing here. It's true. Yeah, here's the Photoshop. So this is where Dampé's place is now. So the Photoshop in the original version let you use the Game Boy printer to print off these cute little scenes that you could unlock as you go through the game. Link's Awakening Game Boy printer. Check out these things. They look great. So you would unlock these for just doing different things. This was for stealing from the shop. This was for, I think, returning Bow Wow, meeting up with your Zora pal, and Link's got this funny smirk on here. This was for going to the Photoshop for the first time. Here's a full list. Anyway, there's a bunch, as you can see. They were cute, so I imagine these are out now, and now it's replaced with Dampé's place instead of being able to use the printer. Yeah, the Game Boy printer's dope. It's rad. The unfortunate thing about the Game Boy printer is, like, it's no longer hard to get a printer. If you want the printer, it's not super cheap, but you can get one. They're not rare anymore. The problem is the paper. Because because the printer doesn't work with ink, if I remember right. The printer works via heat, and it just like heats the paper and, you know, makes it, you know, I'm pretty sure that's how receipts work as well, you know, like a receipt machine, whatever they're called. There's no ink cartridge, right? It just scorches the paper. So unfortunately, the paper for the Game Boy printer, as far as I've heard, is limited and harder to get now. Can you just use receipt paper? Really? Shinsasu says just buy receipt paper. If you can use receipt paper, then that's awesome. It's basically the same technology, so I guess maybe you could. Jet Jackal says, I think you can. Shinsasu says, I don't know. Either way, there may be other options here, but I know the official paper is not too gettable. Yeah, here's a cute little screen comparison of the original versus deluxe. I played deluxe, by the way, so I always had it in color, but of course Link's Awakening does go further back than that. Deluxe was the 1998 remake, and Link's Awakening was 1993. I would have been 1 year old. Yeah, here, the rapids. So, okay, the rapids, I'm super pumped, actually. This is an area that is huge. On the world map, like, look at this thing. It's massive. It has a huge amount of space devoted to it, which is wild, considering the rapids is pretty much actually just a minigame. No other minigame has anywhere close to that much space devoted to it. The only thing approaching that for a minigame would be like the frog area thing here, which is like kind of a minigame, but not even really. So anyway, this has a huge amount of real estate devoted to it for a minigame. Basically, you go to the rapid place here. I think these are screenshots from a French version of the game, by the way, because the sign says radeau. And then you get a raft, this little raft that Link's got here. And when you have a raft in this game, or in the Oracle games, you can just freely move about on normal water as you please, but there's little rocks blocking you off. So the only ways to progress are to go down one of these two waterfalls, at which point you end up in these tiles that, you know, as you can see in this footage, push you along. They're rapids. And you're going to want to basically navigate the rapids and jump around and try to collect as many flying objects as you can. There's also at least one piece of heart in one of these chests or whatever. I can't remember which one. So most players would have to do a few rounds of this to get everything. It's a nifty mini game, but it was kind of a pain in the ass on the Game Boy, I'm not going to lie, because of course this was many little screens. So, you know, you would constantly be hit with that scroll, that 1 second just scroll, 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 scroll. It's going to be such a smooth and constant experience now to be able to just let the screen scroll and go through the rapids. And frankly, I find that really exciting. So yeah, here's a cave area, not going to be on the world map, but as you can see, the cave areas, and I assume, well, and yes, dungeon areas based on what we've seen, they preserve boundaries where they have to exist. So indeed, this is going to be a square, and you walk out the door here. And I guess this works because they have doors, right? It wouldn't work so well in an open context where it's like, okay, this is just arbitrarily the edge of the screen. But I suppose in the context of like, yo, we actually got doors, like that works. He knows so much about this game. Yeah, it's one of my favorite games ever. Actually for real. Here as well, you can see indoors dungeon area. Got the Hinox boss. This guy's the fucking best. I don't even want to like tell you about this guy because he's got shit going on. But this guy's the fucking best. Probably my favorite, one of my favorite bosses in Zelda, period. If like Hyrule Warriors would have had more Link's Awakening content and they would have gotten to have like a boss or something, I would have wanted them to pick this guy. I guess he's kind of plain. He's just a big Stalfos, but I love him. And I mean, when you guys play the game, you'll see what there is to love about him, but there's more to him than just what you see in the footage here. This is a fun boss too. This one's unfortunately a little ridiculously easy, but good. You got the not Helmrock King. This dungeon is amazing. This is the 7th dungeon in the game, Eagle Tower, I believe it's called. Up at the very, very corner of the map. As a kid, I didn't realize like just how far in the corner it was, but coming back to this map, it's like, yeah, that one really is just jammed up there. This map's dope. Actually, really, you know, really obvious and good of them to put it in the corner so the tower can just go off the top, right? But this dungeon is particularly vertical. I think there's like 7 floors or some shit like that. It's actually like a really neat dungeon, and it's like all about like collapsing parts of the dungeon on the inside. It's pretty wonderful. Also, because I don't think there's footage of it, there are some environments in dungeons, like if Link's Awakening Tail Dungeon. I want to get you a little map of Tail Dungeon. This is the first dungeon, so big spoilers. There are some areas in dungeons where they are more open. As you can see here in Tail Dungeon, this is the very first dungeon in the game. This is a contiguous area. Basically this set of 6 blocks right here. I know there's a little wall here, and these operate a little differently, but technically this is contiguous with that. So I imagine that larger environments like this are going to operate like the world map outside, and this room up here, which is 2 rooms stuck to each other. And I imagine only when you hit a proper door will they restrict you and force you to walk through the door to move to the next room, like in the original release. Oh yeah, we got the Spade Warriors over here. They actually have like rotating card symbols on them. You got a heart one up here too. Yeah, so we get to, here's the Dampé bit. So this is new stuff. You use Alt mouse wheel. Alt mouse wheel is vertical. Shift mouse wheel is horizontal. Good pro tips. So yeah, Dampé's place does indeed replace the Photoshop. Confirmed. So he had a pretty cool looking new feature. So you unlock these dungeon tiles. Place chambers earned on your adventure to arrange a dungeon, and they have like fixed door entrances and exits. You can also see how many locked doors there are. So you probably need to set keys for yourself. You could also see just there that there's indicators for how many chests or whatever. There's also some interesting UI elements up here. Interesting because I don't know what they mean. We've got all these little identifiers. I assume these are bosses? This one? These guys, I don't know what. This might just be sort by all. Oh no, this must be entrance. These triangles are entrance because you can see there's an entrance on each one of the doors. Oh yeah, maybe they're floors. That's true. This could have been floors. Since here you can see they do have the stairs. And then we've got, these rooms are sorted by like, are they dead ends? Yeah, now they're sorted by doors on the top. Yeah, boss rooms. These are the first, second, and third boss. So this player's not too far into the game. So you need to play through your little level that you put together. Which is cute. I assume they're all going to be rooms with doors, though. No making larger areas. I see there's a little clock on the bottom. I wonder if that's like just timing you, or if there's like a challenge. Is that counting? Oh, that's counting up. So that is timing your time through it. Getting a fairy bottle. That's a fucking good reward. Yeah, that seems like a really neat feature. It would be super cool if you could share dungeons, but I don't know if that's going to be a feature. They have not confirmed that one way or another, but I would adore to be able to share these dungeons. It seems like a really obvious one, so here's hoping. I do wonder as well, because I think it's got to be in the game, but without confirmation, I can't be 100% sure. Oh my god, where is the... I'm lost. Oh, here I am. Okay. Oh my god, where is that? It's somewhere around here. There's a thing in the game called the Color Dungeon, which is a place that I did not visit very much, because honestly, once you've been through it once, you don't ever really need to return to it again. Somewhere around here. The color dungeon is a little feature added to Link's Awakening Deluxe. I believe it might even have been in the graveyard. I think it was in the graveyard. I think you push one of the tombstones out of the way, or you dig somewhere or something like that. It's a special dungeon that was added to Link's Awakening Deluxe that is based on the fact that it supported the Game Boy Color, and it now has color. So everything in the dungeon is color-coded green, blue, and red, and you have to make your way through the dungeon bearing in mind those colors. It's a simpler, slightly smaller dungeon than all the other main dungeons, but it's still cool, and it has its own unique challenges going on. The major thing you would unlock at the end was you could take a red or a blue tunic, which halved the damage you would receive or doubled your damage output, I believe. If I remember right, unfortunately, there were no take-backsies, but I might be remembering wrong. I think you got stuck with whatever you picked forever, but it would be cool if you could change that now. Here's, of course, the walk up to the egg. Ooh, I like how we've got this ring preserved here. That's great. September 20th. I don't know if you can tell, but I am very much looking forward to this game. I don't know if you can tell, but I am very fond of Link's Awakening. Just a little bit, right? I love this game so much. One of my all-time favorites. There are so many things that are going to be improved by having contiguous areas. Like navigation through the mountains is going to be so much better. A lot of the times you'd be like, okay, which layer am I on? And you'd be like, oh, fuck, I'm on the wrong one. And you'd have to go back to a cave. It's going to be so much easier just being able to see around more. The swamp, not like this is a particularly complex area, but this is an early one you get to where it'll be nice to be able to see a wider view. The forest is still relatively narrow in some places, but it seems like they were making the forest contiguous no matter what. So I guess it really varies by area, right? Like, this will probably be contiguous here, even though this is just a little narrow path. Just because that works for the forest in that context, right? Town, everything down here is going to be so good. This is a fun section that's going to be a lot nicer being contiguous. This looks like nothing, but it's deceptive. This is a really neat area of the game down here. I'm trying not to spoil anything for anyone who hasn't played it, but what are you going to do? It's tough. This is going to be a better fight now that it's not split. You know, now that it can actually be properly shown on a screen. The rapids is probably the thing that's going to benefit the most from having contiguous screens. It's such a pain in the ass otherwise, so. And the fucking castle. I'm so glad the castle is still in. Even as a kid, I wish the castle was bigger, and unfortunately, I doubt the castle's going to be bigger. It's not massive, but it's a fun section of the game. Unlike any other section, really. There's a lot of unique stuff going on. Someone asked in the chat whether there was a lot of story or whether it was more like a Link to the Past and there wasn't much. It's kind of like a Link to the Past, but the characters are more interesting. In fact, I think that's a really good analog to it. A Link to the Past, I feel, has a very, very boring cast. And this game has a more Twin Peaks weird cast. So... Like, are there big murders happening? No, there are admittedly not big murders happening, but, like, there's a town full of animal people. That's cool, right? Over here, it's just full of animal people. In fact, you can see some of the bunnies there. Look at that. It's cool. Oh, yeah, the walrus. I fucking forgot about the walrus. Look at this big chonker. Look at him. 2x2 tiles, all to his own. And then we got the little dweebs. Where are they? There they are. I see you, dweeb. There's an item in this game called Magic Powder. It's a very mysterious item because it doesn't really tell you what it does. I recommend using the Magic Powder on these dweebs. It does cool stuff. So... Get On is telling me that some trailers are getting uploaded on the Nintendo channel, so I will just open that. Let's see where they're at right now.
Going to browse around and
Animal
look for
Crossing
something
now.
that I want to
Cool. Oh, they're gonna make their crafting stuff now? Oh yeah, look, different types of wood. Different item requirements. Look, you need furniture for that.
And then these DIY recipes.
That's cool, because you had the crafting bench. I think this makes a lot of sense in a post-Minecraft Animal Crossing context. You can use weeds to make leaf. Finally!
So, since we came to a deserted island, there's a lot of weeds growing around on the island, but those things can also become a material to create something.
Shinsasu says, apparently Trials of Mana also confirmed for PC and PS4. Cool. Do not need to buy a Switch if you don't want to, you're correct. What do we got on Nintendo? I like how we don't have a title for this, just sequel, but that's okay. Okay, so we got Animal Crossing and Zelda are there, okay. So I'll keep that in mind. Trials of Mana. Let's crack this one open. Yeah, watch a magic ad with me. Boy, when they showed this right away, like, hard not to catch this as the mana tree, but I really wasn't sure what I was looking at. Cinderbrook just sent me a Twitch clip. What am I looking at here? Game Freak drops the ball
we really
on Pokemon
spent a lot
Home.
of time thinking about what the best way to move forward was, really preserving the quality of all the different Pokemon, while also, taking into account the battle balance, having so many different Pokemon available, all within, a limited development time, so we don't keep fans waiting too long for every new entry in the series.
その結果、今作から対応方針を変えることにしました。
And after a lot of discussion, we decided to come to kind of a new direction.
つまりですね、ポケモンホームとソードシールドの間を行き来できるポケモンをガラル図鑑に登場するポケモンに絞ることにしました。
And so what that means for Pokemon Sword and Shield is that players will be able to transfer their Pokemon from Pokemon Home only if they appear in the Galar region Pokedex.
Only if they appear in the Galar Pokedex. I see. Okay, so you can't transfer Pokemon outside of the Galar Pokedex. That's interesting. So that is to say that not all of the Pokemon are going to appear in the game? Because that doesn't... I don't know. I don't really care. I to be honest, like, I would prefer strongly if they announced a new Pokemon game and they said only these 300 are in, and they just had like this random smattering of 300. I'd be like, yes, I like that. I enjoy these limitations, Force people to use weird Pokemon they don't want to use. That's what I want. I know this is not a popular opinion. I'm not going to pretend it is, but... yeah, this just looks phenomenal. I'm glad Mana and Saga have been able to really keep going at Square Enix. Of course, Saga still has Kawazu himself at Square Enix pushing it. The guy who did Final Fantasy II and all the other Saga titles. This looks nice. I like the mini-map up there.
Action RPG.
We got some
Trials of Mana is getting a global release on Nintendo.
Thought I had something to say, but I didn't. It's been a long time since the last, original, elaborate Mana game as well. Of course, on the Vita, we got, I think Vita and smartphones, we got, God, what was it called? Wasn't it the DS one? No, there was a newer one on the Vita. Wow, this is actually wrong. This is actually not up to date. Because it's not Heroes of Mana in 2007. There's actually a newer one. That's how much people didn't... because it never came out in the West either. Wow, this is wrong too. This one. Rise of Mana. And there was also Circle of Mana. Why, oh, are these not canon? Is that the case? I guess? I don't know. But anyway, there was Rise of Mana. which I played a little bit of, and it was okay, but really not as good as you want it to be. I'll be honest, I didn't realize there was a canon, like a through line continuing through these games. This is Vita, iOS, and Android. It's a cute game. Obviously nowhere near as good looking as this new one, but you know, was built for much weaker hardware. More of a top-down game as well. Kind of a bit more in line with the older Mana titles. Whereas this one's like a full third-person action RPG. Oh my god, where's some gameplay? Let me show you them walking around. Jesus Christ. There we go. There you go. It's a Mana game. You know, what do you want? It's a Mana game. That's enough gameplay. Yeah, Heroes of Mana was the DS one. I didn't realize there was like a through line of canon, so that's interesting. Anyway, that looks phenomenal. Super unexpected. I was kind of hoping we'd eventually get those that re-released version in the West, just the 1, 2, 3 collection that they put out in Japan, but it has been a minute. That came out quite a while ago in Japan, so I was kind of losing hope a little, but here we are. We got it. We got The Witcher 3. This looks good. Like, yes, nowhere near as good as the PC version. Yes, this is some low-spec gamer stuff, but boy, we doing it.
I'm looking for a woman with ashen hair. Seen her?
I need to see if there's like a press release and if it says anything about, yeah, you gotta download a bunch. I hope it's all on cart, but hey, what are you gonna do? Switch carts are absurdly expensive. I can't drop hard numbers because I don't want to get people in trouble, but like they are absolutely absurd. So when do you think we'll see Shin Megami Tensei 5? It's been a while since the Switch reveal event. I don't know, man. Because that initial teaser was fucking nothing. It was like a fixed camera moving around an environment with some like assets. So I don't know. I guess at some point. So we got No More Heroes 3 here. Time skip in Fire Emblem soft confirms child units again. It's only 5 years though. Wouldn't they just be 5 years old? So here's Travis all fucked up. I did not finish the DLC for Travis Strikes Back, which is a shame. Maybe I obviously should.
The 4th of July? If not, is the Empire striking back or what? Looks like things are gonna get weird today.
So this is of course just a big CG trailer, but so he's got this ability to transform and wear this suit, I guess? Perhaps?
Get some! As you can see, things got all funky real quick. There's probably some planet-eating type dude waiting for me up ahead. All yoked and powerful and trying to take over the world or something.
These enemies look very low fidelity. Like, it almost looks like they're trying to save money on these enemies. Almost. I wouldn't be saying this if not for, like, some of the interesting Unreal Engine 4 usage in Travis Strikes Back.
Don't you worry. A hero descends. What? There are no heroes in this world? Oh, but there totally are. My name is Travis Touchdown. I'm the last hero around, here to save the world. I'm also just a passing assassin. Now let's do this. Start the game.
Logo looks great, by the way. I like this stylized 3. Reminds me of, like, old Street Fighter logos. We got Sylvia back. Yeah, none of these names jump out at me as like, oh, what a surprise. Black Belt Jones DC is a cool one, though. I like that. Contra Rogue Corps. Look at this 50% dislike ratio. Jesus Christ. This looks really nice.
This is Kaiser. He led an elite team of Contras during the war. Hungry Beast! HB is actually a cyborg.
So straight up like
I
twin
love
stick
him so
shooter.
much. This is Miss Harakiri and
Makes
her
me think
alien
of like Neo
gut bucket.
Contra and
They survived
Contra,
by merging together
fuck, I
during
forget
the
name of the other
Alien
one.
Wars. The gentleman, the sweetest bug you'll ever meet.
Soiled my
Looks like PSP texture's bad. Okay, no. That's just the quality of the video. Because PSP games look way worse than this. What's the... what the fuck is it? Liberation is what it's called. Like, this is a really clean looking PSP game. This is one of the best looking PSP games there are. And if I can find it at its actual resolution, which these are all much bigger than actual resolution. We're gonna go with this screenshot to be generous. This is what a PSP game looks like. It's super good, but this is what a PSP game looks like. The video quality is killing it here, but this is like much more technically advanced than a PSP game. Like by a huge long shot. Bearing in mind this is one of the best looking PSP games. So sell me your PSP if it looks like this, please. I like the panda character. I like the verticality that was in that level. Yeah, it's true, that game also ran badly on the PSP. Forgot about that, but you're actually absolutely right. I would like a higher quality version of this trailer, please. Local multiplayer is nice. Oh, here we go. Red Band trailer. Can we go higher? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, this is sharp. This is it. What'd you think of Panzer Dragoon? I'm excited. I've never finished the original, so...
This is Kaiser. See that drill he's got instead of a hand?
Drill in and kill him.
He's real proud of it.
Turn up a little for you guys.
Hungry Beast! HB is actually a cyborg with a human brain. I love him so much. This is Miss Harakiri and her alien gut bucket. They survived by merging together during the Alien Wars.
Oh shit, hang on.
The gentleman,
Miss
he was
Harakiri
used
has
in
an alien in
experimental
her?
program wars. And her
Oh yeah, she's like fucking Krang or whatever.
alien gut bucket. They survived by merging together during the Alien Wars. The gentleman, he was used in an experimental program, the sweetest bug you'll ever meet.
Yeah, you barely get a look at this
And there's
character in the
Lily.
previous trailer.
But you can call me Arrow
Arrow
Captain.
Captain. We got licensed music for Contra. Look, you get to fight wall bosses. That's great.
Frag all the thieves. We're free. We'll fight.
Prepare to die.
The character models look, I mean, obviously, like, they're meant to be viewed from very far out. Yeah, I can't turn off these annotations. Obviously, they're meant to be viewed from far out, so some of the textures are a little muddy when you get closer. But, like, they look pretty good up close, nonetheless, I gotta say. God, this is such a Contra boss. This big, like, skeleton mech man. September, right? It's so soon. I'm like very keen for this, honestly. So that's your big announcement, Konami. I'm excited. I thought that was a good announcement. I don't know, what did people expect? Like MGS3 on the Fox engine? Like, come on. Come now. Demon X Machina looked good. I'm not going to scrutinize this one too hard. Panzer Dragoon remake. I don't think there's much to scrutinize in this one. It's only a minute long though, so.
I've been going with my gut for the last 2 decades, so I'm not going to stop now.
Miller Genuine Draft. Go buy beer. This is such a good reveal, like, coming on the head like that. We did have some little gameplay snippets. It looks really clean. You know, I guess I just hope it's a really good remake, right? This is by some Polish team, right? So I guess time will tell. We'll find out. But this has to be completely remade because I don't believe they have the original to work off of in the case of Panzer Dragoon. Megapixel Studios SA. Yeah, published by Forever Entertainment SA. Yeah. Neat. Yeah, they confirmed that they're doing the first 2 games, Talos Kanju, so I imagine Saga would be next on the list if these 2 do well. But they do gotta do well. Astral Chain. Like, I kind of 50% feel like scrutinizing this. Because a lot of it's just kind of wide shots and story cutscenes. But it looked really good. Ain't got bad things to say about this. I'm wildly pumped. One of the most exciting games for me this year.
Ultimate counter-chimeric weapon.
I like, so this environment here seems to be like the top floor of a building. I wonder if you actually work your way through the whole building or if this is a fixed area or what have you. We still don't really know how open the city is, so I'm curious. I imagine it's going to be fairly open since this game really appears to be built off of a lot of Nier Automata tech. Still wondering if Bayo 3 is going to be a little more open as well. And then talking about how it may be a little different from the first 2 games.
I'm referring, of course, to the legions.
I'll give you some parting advice. Your power, it's not the blessing you think it is.
When a Legionis and
this is a cool thing right here. They do this like slice across the screen right after this. Here. I wonder if this is something the player actually does or if it's just like fixed slices or something.
And a legion are perfectly synchronized. It's like they're 2 parts of one body.
No use.
Body to save it.
Be.
It's a long shot, but it's the only shot we have. It's all up to you, my friend.
A blessing from the Legion.
Yeah, I mean, it still looks great. I don't know if there's a lot of specifics I want to stop and take in because it's all just like, oh, look at this nice new move. Look at this nice new move. Seems like, I mean, the one thing that's obvious is like, look, this lady is like, oh no, stuff's bad, and look, it got to her. And then, you know, your character's got sort of similar stuff developing. So, of course, purple is the color between blue and red. The enemies are red, you are blue. Stands to reason that she is partway to red. Colors of the switch, also blue and red. Also, Bayonetta is red, Bayonetta 2 is blue. Bayonetta 3 is purple, which is halfway between blue and red. Coincidence? I think not. Purple is an intentional choice here.
I've got to know the whole truth.
It's color. It's color theory. Come now. We can all do color theory. This is real. August 30th. There we go. Still looks amazing. Cadence of Hyrule is coming out soon. Ultimate Alliance 3, not gonna look at this, but this game looks so fucking clean. The art is so good looking. Thank you, Nintendo. They're working on it. They're working on it. Mario and Sonic also looks really good. Banjo Kazooie. I just want to open up the fucking snippet with Duck Hunt Dog. Also the bit with the Jiggy at the beginning, I guess. Yeah, when was Bayonetta 3 announced? What was the date on that? I see in the chat, who was it? Rob Link says, "Damn, got announced after and comes out before Bayo 3 in regards to Astral Chain." Bayo 3 was announced Game Awards, December 7th, 2017. Yes. When did Nier Automata come out? because personally, this is the thing. Nier Automata came out February 23rd, 2017, so that's the thing. Astral Chain would have started development with Nier Automata's team after February 2017. You know, obviously they still had some patches to ship, but then they would have, you know, fully moved on to Astral Chain. Bayo still wasn't announced until the end of 2017, probably not fully in development yet at that time, so that's probably how that works out, is just Astral Chain actually did start earlier than Bayo. They just kept it a really good secret. Bayo's a good one, like Bayo's a really good one to announce early, to get people to go, oh shit, I need to buy a Switch now, because, you know, people care about Bayonetta. Yeah, Metroid Prime 4 as well, even if they're a little ways off. It's good to have those games that you're, as a company, you're pointing at and you're like, it's coming. But Astral Chain, I think, is a much better game to like announce and release quickly. People don't know. Frankly, a lot of people are going to give less of a shit than with Bayo, so just try for a like really quick hype cycle, and hopefully you'll be able to succeed with that. So, so yeah. Likewise, that's the thing that makes me think the next Nier is quite a ways away. Because if they wanted to work with the same team, that would have to wait until Astral Chain is done. So, yeah. Plus, of course, Square Enix is still doing Babylon's Fall with Platinum. So, that being said, they could do a Nier without Platinum. I'm not sure whether or not they would want to. So here, like right away, or actually, let me back that up more. Didn't they play a jingle to bring this in that was like a Banjo Kazooie theme? I thought so, but there's like a jiggy that bounces by, like, as if you didn't know what it was already. Anyway, I want to get to the Duck Hunt bit, because this was so good. So this is also so clearly actually Banjo Kazooie and not Duck Hunt Dog. So they really just swapped them out. That's great. Also, I really like how it parallels the K. Rool reveal. If I'm not mistaken, this like parallels it pretty closely. Yeah, Doritos ketchup. Ketchup chips are like big thing in Canada. Yeah, like look at these. Hang on. I should play these side by side. Hi, German Spy. How you doing? Like, they actually got to reuse a lot of this. K. Rool just slamming them. And we get the... It's so cool, actually, that they did this. I think that's really awesome. Of course, this one just goes... Yeah, the DDD. Right, it's true. I forgot they did a fake out with DDD as well. I actually completely forgot about that. But yeah. This is so good. Like... Wow, man. These were way closer than I remembered. Yeah, I think K. Rool gets an extra little pop before it goes into gameplay. I love that. Also, yeah, raring to go. This is great. I didn't catch this the first time, but I like that. These guys are going fucking nuts. Diddy's like, oh my god, I haven't seen you since fucking Diddy Kong Racing. Yeah, yeah, there we go. So good. I'm glad this could come together, honestly. I'm pretty sure Phil Spencer had been saying the whole time, like, we'd love to make this happen, we'd love to make this happen. But of course it always sounded like, Suda51, like, yeah, I want Travis in Smash. Everyone just wants their character in Smash, but this is great. Thank you, A German Spy, for this link that I'm going to click on. Too hard to type with eyes full of tears. Oh, that's so cute. That's great. Yeah, his music's going to be in. I'm excited to hear remixes as well, honestly. Anyway, yeah, these guys seem absolutely lovely. They got the fucking whatever they're called as their final smash. Got egg cannons. We got neutral A combos, we got down tilts, we got back airs, we got forward Bs, we got down neutral Bs, we got forward smashes. We got down, that's probably a down B. We got up Bs. That's probably the side B actually. The egg one is probably like tap B to start shooting eggs and then tap a direction to, yeah, that's what it is, tap a direction to start moving. It seems like Kazooie might be able to float you after the up B as well. See? Kind of pulls out the wings there. So here you've got this little UI indicator as well, so I wonder if these recharge over time or something like that. And then we got what's called honeycomb, whatever the fuck this place is called. Which is, yeah, that's the stage. Seems as though the stage rotates. Spiral Mountain. Yeah, thank you, Spiral Mountain. I don't know why I forgot that so hard. Seems as though the camera rotates here, kind of creating this little awkward shot here where you can see everything's on a 2D plane, like spinning around the mountain as the camera's rotating with the stage. Looks a little odd from this perspective. I guess in practice we'll see how that looks. Because it seems as though you're spinning and not the mountain, so... Oh yeah, and he gets a little CG bit at the end extra there too, yeah, right. This is great. Look at Rob. Rob loves it. Everyone loves it. Sonic kinda loves it. No, of course we get the CG's closing up. If you look closely in the reflection, you can see the ukulele in the corner. So I guess we're gonna get an Echo Fighter for that. I don't think I'm gonna go over the Animal Crossing trailer itself because I think we already kind of get the gist. This looked interesting though. This crafting thing.
Game shop here, and
oh yeah, the trendy game shop. Yeah, trendy games.
Here because there are actual real crane physics going on.
So
I'm going to try my best.
There are actual crane physics now. Okay, cool.
It's pretty difficult with the crane.
Yeah, the crane physics make this a lot more fun, I think.
And
yeah, the Yoshi figure was a thing in the original, by the way.
Am I gonna
it's looking pretty good. Oh no.
Oh, I see. I see what they mean by physics. Ooh, that's very different. Okay. How it worked before was like, if you were dead on, you would grab it perfectly and you'd take it the whole time. But otherwise, if you were off by even a little, you'd grab it a bit, and the further off you were, the quicker it would drop from your crane. But there was still a certain randomness element to it, or element of luck, I should say. So it's cute that they've actually got like some physics going in that.
Yeah, I think that adds to the mystery
difficulty quadrupled.
And it's really like
yeah, Orbawomble in the chat says Trading Quest difficulty just doubled.
Makes it feel like a different world.
Did you see the creator's post? The creator of
like we said, this is
of Banjo. Oh yeah, it's about having you heard. Smash Ultimate features Bear and Bird. That's cute.
Just keep going.
But,
thanks for the link.
This really is a truly classic Zelda game brought to life. So I was hoping Aonuma-san could tell us what it was like returning to a more traditional Zelda.
Yeah, tell us, Aonuma-san.
The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
ブレスオブザワイルドが完成した今、またこういった伝統的なゼルダに戻ることについてお話しいただけますでしょうか。
まあこのゲームも26年前に作られたゲームなんで、もう今や
なかなかそれを遊べる機会も減ってきてたんで、いつかはリメイクしたいなっていうふうには思ってたんですよ。
And so the original Game Boy version was released 26 years ago, so it's a little bit hard to get your hands on the original game. So I've always wanted to remake this title.
And we're so very glad that he did.
Yeah. I talked to a guy down. じゃあなぜ今なのかっていうことなんですけど、
Okay, I think we've had a good look at the
ゼルダ
trendy
の今までの伝統的な
trendy shop.
遊びをこう変化させて、生まれ変わったブレスオブザワイルドを多くの人に遊んでもらって今だからこそ。
The Yoshi doll is important, by the way.
ゼルダのゲームも
It's not like a trinket or something. It's actually important in this game. There's a bunch of little Nintendo things in this game. Goombas, Kirby.
Because we thought, well, Breath of the Wild broke the convention of Zelda, and now
oh my god, this
because
song is so good for Maid
Breath of
Village.
the Wild,
It's
they
like a
could
little
go
music
back to
box.
something a more traditional Zelda, like
Unfortunately, it seems like
and
the
we hope
audio
that
is
this gameplay
having
will
some
be fresh
issues.
for people.
Stream's not going perfect, but hey. Oh wait, no.
It absolutely
sorry,
feels brand
that's
new.
my
I've played
headphones. They
this
came
game
unplugged
a
again.
million times, but this feels like a brand new game. It's absolutely delightful. And so now that I somehow managed to get that Yoshi doll out of that crane game, I'm going to chop all the grass in the world. No, I'm not really. This Yoshi doll is actually a part of a
the
pretty,
Blue Rooster, man.
vast trading
Oh,
quest.
this
in
place. Oh.
So I'm going to go into this house, which I love looking around. There's so
Oh
many
man, they
little
did a
details in
great
this
job
house.
with this
There's,
house because
chopped
they
up
have
piece
4
of
kids
fruit
is
on
the
that
whole
cutting
deal, and
board,
well, you
all
can
these
see
little
right there the
beds
4
in a
beds.
row,
I love how they're all
toys.
They did
bunched
such a
up
good job
together.
adapting this, and they
You wanna
like
get
drawn
into
all
one at the
over
very
these
end.
little
You have to
paint,
get in the
little
first one and just
illustrations
roll
and
all the way over.
Look,
Absolutely.
they all have little
So
hats
before
now.
I do this lady a favor.
Wow,
I
this
didn't
is
mean to
so
throw that at
lovely.
her baby.
She's holding a baby.
I didn't mean to throw that at her baby, but I'm doing her a solid here, so it's fine.
Look, there's 2 more of
To
these
break
little
her pots,
statue
throw things
bases
at her
here.
baby,
I wonder
and then
what
give her a
these
Yoshi
are.
doll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I've seen at least 4 of these
Absolutely.
now. And like,
And so
I
in
wonder
exchange
if
for that,
they.
I
Oh,
got
there's a
ribbon,
third
and
one
then I
here.
can
Like,
exchange
are
the ribbon
these
with someone else
something?
in this world?
Is there
so
some way to get those
everybody
populated
wins.
with little statues?
So I know that Audrey touched on it a little bit earlier with Dan, but Dan, you did work on the
So
original.
not crazy,
world
right? Like they
of
look
this
like
title.
the base of like a trophy or something
yeah,
like
and,
that.
and this world is filled
Tell me
with
I'm
all
not
kinds of
crazy.
different charming and quirky characters.
Cripple
and,
says
and
he
I was
thinks those are going to be
wondering
for
if, you
amiibos
had any
100%.
particular favorite.
Interesting thought.
It's really hard to pick a favorite because there's so many. I was trying to think of a good answer for this, and
Kukos
the
are
one
also
I could
important in
remember
this game.
was that alligator named Sail.
Oh,
Yeah, this is how you
yes.
think,
Right.
I don't know why he stuck in my mind, but I just thought it was very funny that there was an alligator named Sail who would sell you things. But I'm curious what Aonuma-san's favorite character.
I like that her
is.
singing is still like this little MIDI that is clearly not a voice.
はい、そこに今画面にいますけど、ワンワンっていうね。
Whoa, look, the fishing hole is up a hill.
出てくるキャラクターですけど。
It didn't used to be up a hill. It was just flat. Now it's uphill. You have to go up to get to the fishing zone. This elevation.
As you can see on the screen, my favorite character is Bow Wow.
It used to be an illusion.
Kind of the familiar face from the Mario series.
Now we got real
And I won't go
terrain.
into too much detail because I don't want to go spoiling everything, but you know, I honestly hope that.
Yeah, go in the Bow Wow home.
Bow Wow.
That's a solid choice. And look, there's a little baby one.
Oh, yeah.
Adorable.
It would be cool if you could take Bow Wow forever
And so,
now.
my
Like, I wonder
favorite
if you can
character
get her
is
back.
actually Marin, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and talk to her right now.
How did you get a seat with
the
Aonuma on the
story
couch?
actually,
Oh,
again, we're not gonna
it's not
spoil
terrible,
anything,
is it?
but Link is
Off by a
shipwrecked
little.
on this island, and Marin actually rescues him.
Okay.
And so then he has
Let's
to
hop out
go
of
and
this.
try and
We'll hop
find a
back
way
in
off of
after,
this.
Gosh, looks so good. Crossing my fingers. Any new trailers, Nintendo? No? Okay. So, sequel to Breath of the Wild. Also, I forgot to do this, but we gotta do this. We gotta see what else Nintendo got in Japan. This happens occasionally. So the Direct was 38 minutes there. It's 42 minutes in the West. So, okay, yeah, they've only uploaded these trailers right now. We're gonna skim this pretty hard. It's the NES application, some indie titles. We got some Cacho. This is like some lead-in footage. Actually, we got Ruins of Moon Factory 4. What is this lead-in footage? This is just like a lead-in sizzle thing. Okay, here we go. We got Dragon Quest. got more Dragon Quest. With a trailer that actually has English text in it, which is bizarre. It's like they actually used the US trailer for it.
There's been a bit of a mix-up.
Look, Bowser's got dialogue in Japanese. Oh, I see. This isn't dialogue. This is explaining that Koopa's English name is Bowser. Because of course he's King Koopa, or just Koopa in Japanese. So this is actually a subtitle explaining the gag. Ah, here we go. Doug Bowser. Yeah, there we go. That's cool.
Oh.
I guess you would have to do that, right? That doesn't really translate immediately. Luigi no hoteru 3. Oh, they got the Dark Crystal in Japan too? Damn. Get those American trailers in there. That's also like a fully English trailer, that one. Mana, Fire Emblem. That weird Resident Evil trailer. No More Heroes.
My name is Travis.
Contra.
I'm the last hero around.
Panzer
Here to save the
Dragoon.
world. I'm also just a passing
Astral Chain.
assassin. Now let's do this. Start the
The
game.
Necrodancer. Wow. Maybe nothing different in Japan this time.
Welcome back, brother.
This would be like the first time in a long, long time that Japan doesn't get like some stuff that we don't. It's the inevitability of just stuff releasing with different timing in different regions, right? I don't know when the last time this happened was. There's always Europe. Europe never has anything interesting. Because with Europe, it's always just the same stuff, different timing. So, interesting. Sequel to Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, first look trailer. Yeah, I guess, can I just say I'm so pleased that they're doing a sequel to Breath of the Wild. I was very hopeful that they would make I was actually gunning for a prequel to the game that took place, you know, in the past when everything was still constructed and you got to see like shit go down the first time. Maybe you got to have a really awful ending to the game. In my mind, that was it. You know, we'd have the Guardians, and maybe the Guardians would be friendly. You'd ride some Guardians or something. But I was really gunning for just more Breath of the Wild. Was kind of what I wanted. A sequel pleases me just as much, honestly. I don't feel at all like, oh, it's a shame that I didn't get a prequel. No, I'm so pleased. Looks awesome. Seems like there's going to be a very large underground component, right? Like, right? It just kind of looks like that. So this is, yeah, clearly some sort of shrine. It's got like that thing coming down from the middle. Also, this music is clearly playing backwards. How do you... Is there a website to play YouTube videos backwards? Open a reverse video tool. Ah, here we go. Create. Processed. Okay, well, I'll keep this on the other. That's going to take a second. They got to re-render it, basically. Okay. But this is very clearly backwards audio. I like that new haircut. When I see them, like, sipping from the water here, I get this impression that items are going to be a lot more scarce down here. Like, obviously there's not nearly as much foliage or what have you, and they've got these huge bags, so I guess you pack up what you got and go in with as much as you can carry. What if there's a story this time? I know, right? It's probably my biggest disappointment with Breath of the Wild is there's there's a skeleton of a story there, and there's a lot you could do that I felt like wasn't really built on well. New haircut for Zelda looks great. Then this is cool. Like, you know, there's this floating hand holding down this character here. You can see clearly that it's a hand just coming from this swooshy green energy. Holding, like who's that? Is that Ganon? Like, who are we looking at here? I'm assuming it's Ganon. And then Link's got this, which is new, by the way. Oh, I want to see that. A comma and a period key to go frame by frame. We got, you know, what appears to clearly be some sort of dungeon entrance or something. I do hope dungeons are back in form. I didn't dislike the beasts in Breath of the Wild, but I do think by the end of them you're like, okay, that's it. I would have liked more. And then there's this hand. There's that hand again. So when the light flashes here, we see this shadow, and the shadow clearly shows, like, seemingly the hand getting knocked off of a perhaps Ganondorf getting back up, so that's rad. Oh no, Zelda died. Zelda dies right here. Look at this. Rip. Oh, actually the rock stops right there. You can see she lands. Like in this frame, she's landing. Okay, never mind, she's fine. Nothing happened. Ganon's finger moved. Ganon's head moved. Ganon's mouth moved. Everything's moving. And then the castle sinks. And then goes up. Here's those wisps that had formerly formed that hand that was holding Ganon down. So I guess big question I have is, like, you know, we get this big shot of the world outside. Like, how much of the world outside do we have access to? Are we gonna have the whole map still? Is this, you know, is this further forward in time by a significant enough amount that the map has changed somewhat? You know, if this is perhaps like a year, 2 years, 3 years later, like, people can have built the towns up a little more stuff can have changed. I expect that the world map will have changed a little if we still have access to it, and I do sincerely hope we still have access to it. And then I wonder how large the underground would be. You know, I don't expect that we're just raw gonna get Breath of the Wild's map with no changes, right? Like, they've got to change the villages, they've got to change certain things, or else it would just be dull. It would just be really dull, right? So I'm really intrigued as to what precise changes they're going to make to the map to really revitalize it. I also have to wonder, because I think a lot of people who have played Breath of the Wild have played a fair amount of Breath of the Wild, I have to wonder how much you'll be able to transfer forward from Breath of the Wild, if anything at all, right? Now, I would be shocked 0% if the option when booting the game up is start a game, and you start with 3 hearts, and you just do it again from the beginning. Actually, wait, Breath of the Wild, it wasn't 3 hearts, was it? Anyway, but it would be neat if there was a certain amount of transfer forward that you could do. I don't know how much, I don't know of what. The more the merrier, I think, but we shall see, right? Yeah, let me see if I got that reverse trailer. It's true. At the beginning, mostly. Oh, it's just like, it's like a chant or like violin plucks. Okay. It's really scary putting them backwards, though. Also, nothing too exciting going on with that reverse. Of course, if you remember, Skyward Sword's main theme was Zelda's Lullaby in reverse, which is the Twilight sounds are like reversed sound clips as well. So this game's not coming out for a hot minute. Okay, I'm going to take one last little scan through for any news or new press releases. Contra Rogue Corps, by the way, coming out on PC, PS4, Switch, and Xbox One. Yeah, Seiken Densetsu 3 Remake Trials of Mana coming out PC, PS4, Switch. Empire of Sin by Romero Games, PC, PS4, Switch, Xbox One. Oh, it looks like we got some good key art for Gooigi. Yeah, I want that. I want that in my body. Yeah, they're doing the custom dungeon stuff here. I'll turn the volume on a little so we can hear that while I pour over these press releases for info. Contra Rogue Corps will be releasing for $39.99 US. We have some nice screenshots too. Let me crack those
and so
open.
as I mentioned earlier, this is
Actually,
just like figuring out
here, I'll just pull Contra over here because Contra has a good informative press release for Contra. 4 characters, determine weapon loadouts, customize and craft unique weapons, upgrade characters and abilities, augmenting each with improved organs and cybernetics. So we got some light RPG elements in here. Deep single player story campaign, lots of missions, solo or group with up to 4 with random online in multiplayer, for friends or random online. They also said there was local. PvP. Custom matches, including private, for 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, or 4v4, or 1 versus 4. You need online, but yeah. Local couch co-op with up to 4 players. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can make your dungeon. No, it's cool. It's like a super cool feature. All ups, I agree. Oh my god, did you see that? They just had like a... Fuck, I should have stayed on this.
They might be able to... Or... you could challenge a friend.
You can challenge a friend.
If they might be able to.
Let me back that up a little. Look, there's little custom things you can put on, like challenges. That's cool.
7 minutes and 40. Be able to beat your dungeon in a faster time. So I was wondering if Anuma-san,
we can watch Anuma try to do
play
it.
Through this dungeon
4 characters, campaign, 6 major mission zones, multiple levels in each zone. Base camp. Seems like a chunky game. We got gear and loot systems.
That's a big ass, but I'll do my best.
Seems like a big game.
So I'm a game developer.
Oh yeah, maybe those are
very
tutorials
good
for
at
the
games.
building, you're right.
But I'll do my best.
This is a great rare treat for all of us.
Yeah. Ainuma-san, of course, has spent, I'm sure, many years
and No More
thinking
Heroes 3
about
2020, which is
the dungeon arrangement and the flow of a player's movements through a dungeon and
real
about
info
pacing
on
the
that,
puzzles
though.
properly. So I'm really curious to see how he's going to get on with this dungeon where I've thought about none of those things.
Witcher 3 includes both story expansions, Hearts of Stone and Blood and Wine, as well as all 16 free DLCs.
Apologies. I admittedly, I did include some more devious elements here. Yeah, using the map is really an effective way to get through.
Being ported by Saber Interactive, which is good news. Those guys are great. Otherwise, no news.
So I'm gonna go through that route and try to get that key over there where you saw the cursor hovering.
Okay.
I do like that we're getting new rooms like this.
Strategic. I
Yeah, good new Link's Awakening stuff. Not
these
just
guys
remake
could be really
stuff,
challenging.
but
They're more
actually
like a
genuine
timing
new
puzzle
rooms.
almost.
Yeah.
Trying to defeat them.
Alien Isolation.
And as you mentioned, since it times
nothing
your
interesting.
completion, it's a real fun and terrible treat to try and best your friend's time beating a dungeon.
He's doing really well
really
so far.
well.
So yeah, I said I think my clear time again was like 7
Luigi's
minutes.
Mansion 3,
40
players
seconds.
1
So
to 8.
He's on a really good pace right now.
Already got another key.
But this is almost like a
Okay,
randomizer.
I think we're
So these
kind of
are all
coming up on the end here
familiar
for my stream.
rooms. So you've seen these rooms in other dungeons, and Dompe will create these chambers for you. And even though you know the puzzle, you may know the way through it, because they're all arranged in a completely different order, it's a new type of challenge.
Yes, and that really adds
Apparently
someone,
Nintendo's
even
having
for
an
somebody
eShop
who
sale
has
now as well,
memorized
so
every corner
if
of
you're
this
interested,
game.
stuff is
All
on
of
sale.
those dungeons,
Yeah,
those
okay.
rooms become
I think I'm
brand
going to wrap
new
up here.
You, our friend, has arranged them.
I think this was a phenomenal direct, as they are wont to do. The last direct was, of course, really awesome as well, where they announced Marvel Ultimate Alliance and Astral Chain and such. Definitely less in terms of new announcements for this one. As I think kind of expected, they have such a stacked 2019 that there's really just a lot of like, okay, we got to update you on this game, update you on this game, update you on this game. But certainly some cool new ones between like Contra and Trials of Mana. No More Heroes 3, it's nice to, you know, formally get that on paper and not just the ending of Travis Strikes Back. I think they did a great job. I think that absolutely big, strong thumbs up. Zalin says, who do you think won? I think ultimately everybody's a winner because, you know, everyone just gets to show their trailers to everyone. My favorite, my favorite though, I think was undoubtedly Nintendo. I do think Nintendo and Square Enix were my favorite two presentations. Devolver was also really enjoyable. Devolver, of course, you know, light on the actual game news, but come on, Devolver is really great. Yeah, I kind of thought Square Enix and Nintendo were going to be the big winners, and I think they both did a good job and delivered on that, particularly Nintendo. One thing I will say in regards to Square Enix, it's interesting that Trials of Mana, they opted to show that at Nintendo's event. I don't think that was a bad choice, though. I think that was a good choice. Also, the Mana remake, which came out or is coming out today, opting to show that at Nintendo's event, I do think was a good choice. They also had The Last Remnant, which you know, they did show last night at their event, Last Remnant for Switch, which released, well, it's out now. It came out that night. It's interesting that that one was not in today's Direct. And the other thing I will say is earlier today in Famitsu, I believe, Japanese magazine, Square Enix announced a Space Invaders collection for Switch, because of course Square Enix owns Taito. Interesting that that totally missed E3 entirely, and they opted to put that in gaming magazines, which is fine. I mean, do what you're going to do, but I just find it interesting looking at how some of Square Enix's news was a little disparate and spread across these events. I think Square Enix also had something at Xbox's event, but anyway, I guess that's the nature of like when you're just a big third-party pub. Like, it would be dumb of you to not want to get in on the other company's shows. So interesting here how when you fight the second boss in a custom dungeon, he still has his dialogue. Almost seems unnecessary at that point, but alright, I guess so. This is the like one of the few bosses that talks to you. Is Last Remnant actually good? I missed out on it originally. Yes, it is good. It is bizarre and the game systems are awkward, but it is a good, cool game. Very unconventional, so you have to be down for a wonky RPG. Just got Color Dungeon returns. Obtain the power of color for yourself.
Of the game. This
is probably loud. Look, we got our red and blue Skelly. Glad that we got the confirmation. Oh yeah, you need the magic powder. What a mysterious item.
That the color dungeons in this game.
Right.
Nice. I'm glad Color Dungeon's returning. The Switch does indeed support color, so it'd be really nifty if like there was like I was gonna say black and white, but it's not really black and white, the original Game Boy. Just that sort of funky green, right? Oh, I like the inventory here. This is great. The rules of what goes indoors or out no longer apply. That's so strong. That's a huge positive. Fucking Breath of the Wild sequel. Jesus Christ. Way to go, guys. Way to go, guys. The Saboteur says, wanting to get into Mana, is it worth going from the first and just rolling through them all? I think they're all fun. Well, no, hang on. I haven't finished all of the games. The ones I have finished and the ones I have played, I think they're all fun. I don't think you should have to... Oh my god, I need that amiibo. I don't think you should have to adhere to the release order. I do think it's worth playing the first one first. That one really sets the stage for everything, and is also the most archaic one, the Game Boy one. I do think it's worth playing that one first. It is good. It may be challenging to finish without a guide. It's obtuse. It is quite obtuse at some points. If, however, you want to experience effectively the first one, but you don't necessarily want to play this obtuse old version, I would strongly recommend finding a lending link or buying a cartridge for this game, Sword of Mana. Sword of Mana is a reimagining of the first game, if I remember correctly. I played through this one quite a few times as a kid, and I think this is a really good game. Also, like, a lot more straightforward than the absolute awkward obtuseness of the original Game Boy version. So, I think this is a remake. Yeah, it's an enhanced remake of the original Game Boy game, Final Fantasy Adventure. Yeah, Adventures of Mana is also a remake of the first game. It is a good remake of the first game too. This one's very raw. Obviously, you can see the aesthetic is a little plain too. It's like really going after what the first game was. It's a little bit of a raw remake. It still maintains that obtuseness that the original had, and it maintains that very closely. So if you're down with the obtuseness but you just want a slightly more modern version, you can play this on your Vita if you want, if you got one. It's also out on mobile phones. I would recommend Sword of Mana though. If you were going for any place to start and you didn't want the absolute obtuseness of the original Game Boy game, I would say Sword of Mana is a good one to start with. Otherwise, the second or third are fine places as well, which you can get in that nice Switch collection that just came out. So, but honestly, you can start with any one you want. I wouldn't fuss too much about having to follow through them in order or anything like that. Oh, this is Spyro the Dragon. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think Nintendo absolutely delivered. I think despite the fact that they were a little bogged down by having to, update us on the 2019 stuff, they did manage to get some really good announcements out for, like, farther off projects like the upcoming Breath of the Wild sequel and such. I also think they demonstrated to us that their 2019 is actually more stacked than we could have imagined. I'm always surprised when games like Contra manage to, like, stay a secret so close up to their release date. That game's coming out in September. That's so soon. It's four months away. Like, holy shit. Kudos to all the employees who managed to keep that under wraps. 'Cause, fuck. Oh, look at this side-scrolling section in Ultimate Alliance. That's dope. Don't even try to tell me that's not dope. I think that's dope. Fight me. That's dope. Anyway, I'm going to be off. I guess I'll try to fix my fucking microphone for the next stream. Thank you for tuning in through all of this E3 content over the past few days. It's been a blast, as always. I love doing these sorts of events. I think they're really fun, and I appreciate that a lot of you guys like the coverage I do for them, even though most of it is just watching and reacting to stuff. I still find it really enjoyable to do, and I like when with some of the events, especially Nintendo events, we're able to, like, pour through the information together after. So I hope you guys enjoyed this event overall, and I will probably see you next year for this again. Yeah, have a good one, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll eventually get a stream schedule up once the microphone problem is proper fixed, because that is real annoying. But Bloodstained and Mario Maker come out this month, so I better get it fixed soon, because that's got to happen, right? Take care, guys. Have a good day. Thanks so much for coming by. Bye-bye.